What's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, who's come. He's off in the green room right now. He'll be a minute, but he's coming in shortly. But we're coming to you live from Houston, Texas. But we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And it's a great time right now to share the show. And if you're not a member, or not, I'm not a member, if you're not a subscriber to YouTube, go over to YouTube and push the subscribe button and the bell to give you notifications. And you'll be part of both networks. Both networks. Great thing. Today today is Tuesday. Great day. Astros won last night. I know it. Anissa, Mindy, don't you say nothing. I told you I'm cheering for the Astros now. Come on now. But my starting five today is, let me tell you something. Our starting five is, we call them so affectionate to us because they are the first five people that pops up on the Facebook feed, either or Facebook or YouTube feed. And today, we got Rod Wells, Facebook, Mindy Collins, Facebook, Rick Wilmore, Facebook, Yolanda Green, Facebook, and Derek Johnson, YouTube. Derek, way to bring, and my sixth person of the day. Y'all, give me a drum roll, please. I got to get a drum roll on this one. This one kind of special to me. Let me find my drum roll, y'all. I got a drum roll somewhere. Hold on. Got a drum roll. Hold on, here it is. Watch this. Hold on. It's Trina Williams Mouton. She's been a little bit under the weather. She's been in a little in the hospital, and she's back on the Chop Shop. So I just prayers work because she had me praying for her, and it's just great to see her back. So Trina, y'all give her some acknowledgement and give her some love out there. And yes, y'all, Bill O'Brien, we gonna get there. I'm trying to wait on Jimmy because hey y'all remember yesterday? He gonna kind of argue with me, talking about it's Deshaun Watson. He got some blame too. Deshaun Watson. I said, man, come on, man. But hey, we gonna talk about that. We gonna talk about that. Got a lot of stuff to talk about today, but let me start off. I got some happy birthdays. Okay. First of all, I want a happy birthday to Ani Umana, young Ani up there in Dallas. That works came up under the umbrella of Allen Branch and Texas boys basketball. His birthday was, I think it was yesterday or the day before, something like that. But I want to acknowledge him because he covers Texas basketball, and Houston is a part of Texas. And I know he be here and he talk about and write about our kids. He live in Dallas, and but the young man is about to. He's in negotiations to be a national recruiter, a talent evaluator. And he's in negotiations right now to do that. So I'm so proud of this guy. And that's what I love about it. Hey, Tyandra Holmes. That's what I love about this thing, man. A guy like Allen Branch bring a young man up under his wing. And now this guy done moved. And guess what? And now he was in a cocoon first, and now he came out the cocoon, and now he's looking like a butterfly right now, able to flap his wings. And I'm so proud of him. If y'all know him, send him a shout out. Great things that happen in our states. And now, guess what? Houston, you next up. We got to get our guys in Houston, especially our younger guys, in the national realm, and talk about our players so the national platform can know our players. Let's not keep fighting over this Houston, and let's just find somebody who can do this thing nationally or statewide. And so that's a great thing for Ani. Happy birthday, and y'all, happy birthday to Fannie Lou Hamer. Y'all, if you don't know, you're gonna know today because I'm gonna during the breaks. I'm gonna talk about and play some excerpts from her during the Student Nonviolent Coordinated Committee meeting in 1962. She learned that black people in the South were registering to vote, so she joined the movement. that Southern Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, if you hear that, it's called SNCC. It's called SNCC. So go back and read your history a little bit. In 1965, she became recognized as a national civil rights activist. I mean, on what would be her 103rd birthday, recalling, honoring Fannie Lou Hamer. Work as civil rights activist, voting right activist, and a civil rights leader. One of her favorite sayings, y'all probably heard this: "I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired." And you probably heard that before. That came from Fannie Lou Hamer. She said, "Let us, in all of us, let us work to ensure that our family and friends, yes, are registered to vote and know who she is." That lady gave her life. Go back, Sharp Davis. Go back, Rod Wells, and look at her history. Man, she was beaten in jail, and a young girl, 16 years old, and they just treated her back. She was fighting for her people, and it just I can't wait to vote. I told you, I can't wait to vote. When you think about people like that, happy birthday, Fannie Lou Hamer. We have not forgot about you. I never forget, y'all. When she was arrested trying to register to vote, she was brutally beaten. The jailer escorted her to court. Guess what she asked him, y'all? Think about this. She said, "Do you people ever think, I wonder how you'll feel when the time comes when you have to meet God?" The young woman beaten in jail, going to court. This is what she told him. Y'all, and it's just unbelievable. Fannie Lou Hamer, you will see a little bit later. The Texans got better yesterday. Thank you, Barry McDonald. We'll talk about that. Bill O'Brien, we're going to talk about that. Y'all, and I want to know, Jimmy wanted to get in on that a little bit. He'll be in a minute. I'm just waiting on him to pop up on the screen. But let's talk about that. Get those things ready to talk about. The Lakers in Miami tonight. And I thought about something. I was thinking about y'all today where I'm trying to give Jimmy time. Sometimes, Yolanda, you might figure this out. You might help me out with this one. Dr. John Newsom, you're going to really know what I'm talking about. Sometimes your value at work is when you don't show up. And everybody realize he or she, they pretty good. He took the day off, and the company just not the same because Ken Gamble didn't show up. It's not the same because Yolanda Green didn't show up. It's not the same because Trina Mouton, she a little down, and she had an operation. She in the hospital. But I know her coworkers were saying, I know they online and virtual, but I know they were saying it's not the same. Not the same. But I looked at the game last night, y'all. You know I'm tied to the game last night. Despite Belichick's genius, a wonderful game plan against Patrick Mahomes. You notice I said Patrick, Miss Mahomes, his mom, Patrick Mahomes. And also they didn't even get no officiating breaks if you watch the game. But guess what, y'all? His genius was into the toilet because of lousy quarterback play. Make no mistake, New England wins that game last night if Cam Newton, as Jimmy so affectionately called him, tight bridges played, because he wore all the tight clothes. Cam Newton's value last night, ladies and gentlemen, was not playing. I watched this NBA, and I watched this NFL. Quarterbacks can win without a super coach. Got a good quarterback. Other day, Brandon Nicholson, I talked to a very successful friend of mine, right? And we were talking about business, and he said, and I asked him, I said, man, give me one nugget. Don't give me no lot of them. Just give me one nugget. If you started a business today, and give me one nugget that I can remember. And you know what he said, y'all? He said, if something isn't working, move off of it. If something isn't working, move off. Don't fall in love with your initial idea for the business. I ain't telling you to quit. I'm telling you to pivot. Amazon, at one point, y'all just sold books online. I don't know if y'all remember that. Raise your hand if y'all remember. Amazon used to only sell books online, but they pivoted. Netflix sold DVDs, y'all, and they pivoted. Two of the fastest growing stocks over the last 5 years. This what happened. Think about it, Rick. You have an idea. You hire some people. You know, I'm just waiting on Jimmy. I'm just giving this a business lesson today. I'm gonna give you a civics lesson, but I'm gonna give you a business lesson today. You have an idea. You hire some people, and all of a sudden, 6 months later into the business, you like, that doesn't work. This doesn't work. This work, that really don't work, but this works. Pivot. It's all right to pivot. Don't let your ego get in the way. Yeah, thank you. That's going to be my word for the day. Hey, that's going to be my hashtag. Thank you, Yolanda. Jimmy got pay attention. Y'all, guess what mine is? Pivot. Pivot. Like that. Girl, thank you, Yolanda. In other words, don't let... And I watch y'all Dallas Cowboys. I watch Walter Yates and anybody who love the Dallas Cowboys. Y'all got to realize, y'all. My daughter, y'all understand, my favorite girl in the world, my daughter, my sister, they love the Cowboys. My brothers, I got some people, they love the Cowboys, right? They are letting their egos get in the way. They hired Mike Nolan, y'all, as the defensive coordinator. Mistake, bad hire. And Stephen Jones came on the radio show just yesterday. Him and Jerry Jones doubled down and said they got a great staff. Y'all, let me tell you something. There's nothing to indicate that's true. I got another thing for you, Rick. Yolanda, you might want to write this down. Alex, hire slow in your business. Hire slow, but fire fast when you see a problem. In business, hire slow. Take your time. Find the right person. And I hope that's what the Houston Rockets doing. And I hope what Bill O'Brien's, the Texans are doing. I don't know if you know, they put out a statement. I got a statement for y'all. I want y'all to read it. Let me make sure I got it for you. Cal McNair, he said, on behalf of my family and the entire organization, I want to sincerely thank Bill O'Brien and his family for the impact on our franchise, Bill's leadership, our organizations forward. He led our organization forward as he guided us to 4 AFC, the South Division championships, 52 wins, multiple playoff appearances during his tenure, and on and on and on. I just wanted to give y'all that. He gave that, but guess what? He finally made, I didn't realize Bill O'Brien been there about 7 or 8 years. I did not know it. And all Cal did, he pivoted. And people didn't think he was. I mean, I remember, like I said, Jimmy we were talking about it, and I was just really talking about how I thought inept that Bill O'Brien was. I saw how he cussed the fans out. If y'all go back and Google that, it was just out of control. Y'all got to think about it, man. Let me get you some Texan information here. And I thought about it. I said, anybody knows anything about football understands that in this era, and I'm going to brand it, I'm going to see what's going to happen next. Can you imagine Deshaun Watson and Eric Bieniemy on the same team? Would be a perfect marriage. Think about it, y'all. I want you to think. hired Louis Riddick. Louis Riddick is one of my favorite guys. But as a GM, Alex, he's brilliant, but as a GM, he wasn't that good. Alex, I know you hadn't been on that long. If you go back in the history, I've been a Louis Riddick when Louis Riddick wasn't even Louis Riddick. I always talked about him. I mean, I had an argument, Alex, on the show. I had Chris Walker and Jimmy. They were talking about Booger McFarland. You know, when Booger first got the Monday night gig and he was up in the chair, Alex, Chris, and Mike, Booger this and Booger this and Booger this and Booger this and Booger this. I said, okay, let me tell you something. Booger's good. I said, but this guy, Louis Riddick, is something special. Almost 2 or 3 years ago, whenever that started, 2 or 3 years ago. And Alex, maybe he's better now, but as a GM, go look at his record. He wasn't as great as a GM because he wouldn't be on TV if he was great as a GM. You know, he got fired for a reason. So, and it could have been some other reasons. But back to me, I just said in this era, the Watson and Bieniemy would be a perfect marriage. One of the game's best offensive minds matched up with one of the league's most electric quarterbacks would do wonders. But guess what? That's only if McNair family makes the right decision. See, this was reported. I don't know the man personally. They said, as a writer wrote, let me click it. I want to write, he said, you see, the late Bob McNair, Cal McNair's daddy, who owned this franchise until his death in 2018, was a flaming racist. I didn't write this. I'm just reading the article. I don't know him. Flaming racist. Wow, that's harsh. I can't say that. But he the one made the comments, y'all, in case you didn't know. We can't have the inmates running the prisons. It was McNair who said that back in 2016 when the black players started kneeling during the Colin Kaepernick protest. Then he doubled down and saying he apologized for saying it. That remark. So while Bieniemy should be one of the great job hires, it will be interesting to see if that transpired, given the family and they have the final say. Yeah, in this case, because they don't have a GM, you know, so the family does the final say. So, I mean, y'all tell me. No, hell no, Dabo Swinney. What, Trina, what you mean? What you think about Dabo? What you think about him? Being a coach? No, Trina. You got me excited, all right. You know what I like, Eric Bieniemy? I'm going to show you something. To people who don't know, Troy Bieniemy, Troy Bieniemy, that's his brother. Troy Bieniemy, he's on the Facebook feed sometimes. That's his brother. You know I'm going to support him. And he's also the uncle of Jamal Bieniemy, one of the young guys, played at Katie Tompkins, went off to play at the University of Oklahoma, and then I think he's at El Paso, UTEP now. I'm not sure, but I know he's in El Paso. But he said something. They was asking him some question, okay? I'm trying to see, do I want to make this comment first? I'm going to make the comment. Thank you, Rick Tim. After the coaching carousel stops and all the jobs are filled, Eric Bieniemy still hasn't landed a job. This at the Super Bowl. We was talking about it at the Super Bowl last year. He always take the high road. It's something that Black Americans have learned to do over time in hopes of climbing the ladder. Saying the right things make white people feel comfortable and at ease about their terrible decision maker. Let me tell you what he said, y'all. Eric Bieniemy at the Super Bowl when they asked him the question. He said, I don't want everybody to feel sorry for me. He said, that's not what this is about. He said, I'm in a great place. I happen to coach for the Kansas City Chiefs, and we're playing in the Super Bowl. So all the other stuff, he said, he said, I just want to take care of business on Sunday. Young man took the high road, but Jimmy's coming back. We got a special guest today, y'all. Y'all be nice. Women, we got a special day. Dr. Jenny Bennett. She's going to come on for a few minutes and to talk about this great benefit, man, this Friday of a golf tournament. And I don't want to spoil it. I want her to talk about it. Golf tournament, but I know it's got something to do with benefiting breast cancer, a benefit, a survivors benefit. So let's share this show because I want people to love her and love on her and share the show. She's gonna be on a few minutes. Then Jimmy, by the time Jimmy get back, well, he should be on shortly. But we're gonna talk about. Let me tell y'all something. It's a lot of stuff that happened in the Super 16s. We didn't get to cover. When Dr. Bennett gets off, we're gonna dive into the Super 16. We're gonna talk about it. I want to talk about some more names. I'm reading the reports. I want to talk about because I didn't see everybody, and parents always understand that I didn't see everybody. Darrell Barnes said, Hatter, if McNair is a flaming racist, he educated his black players. He paid for. That don't mean you're not a racist, Darrell Barnes, because you pay for black folks. You got a black friend. You got a black girlfriend. Andrew Jackson had a baby by Miss Henning. Darrell Barnes, you seem to be an intelligent man. But just because he educated his black employees, Rick Smith, and Tony Wiley, that don't mean he's not a racist. Okay, go look up the word racist and understand it. I disagree with that. I disagree with that statement. And I just said I was in an article. I felt bad just calling him that because I don't know him. But it's an article wrote in that. But just because somebody did something good for a black person don't mean he is not or he is a racist. So I just wanted to share that with you. Let me see what other comment we got. I feel a few gestures here and there. Thank you, Rick. Okay, Rick, I'm glad y'all handle my life. Y'all handle my lightweight for me. As much as I want a Bieniemy, the Jets might be a better job. Why the Jets? Texans have no draft picks and seeing the new coach get the job, but the Texans got Deshaun Watson. The Texans got Deshaun Watson and the Jets. Chris Felix, do me a job, and I'm glad you said that. Do me a job and look up Woody Johnson up there in New York. I don't like the leadership listen, Chris Felix, I don't like the leadership at the Jets. Always remember, what's up, Ray Moore? Ray Moore, my main man from Memphis, Tennessee is on the air right now, is on the Facebook feed right now. What's up, Slim, where you been? Slim McDonald has popped up on the screen. Haven't seen him in a while. But Darrell Barnes, I love the way you said it, but I'm just letting you say, I understand. Okay, but Darrell, go back and read the way your message is, and you'll understand why I reacted the way I reacted. Kim Jackson, what's up, Kim? Hey, y'all, let me tell y'all something. Yeah, hold up, I got something. Hold up. Kim Jackson, you got some new people in the club. Rob Wells, y'all hold on. Nishan Mackey, Mika Cryer. I think I said it yesterday. Michael Jordan, Derek Johnson, Yolanda Green, Angie Holcomb, Sonia Billingsley, Demetria Johnson, Joe Baldridge, calling these names out, Chuck McGowan, and my Mindy Collins, all them names, I'm going to call them names again, Those names are the people who ordered the Chop Shop, special Chop Shop t-shirts. They came online and they ordered them yesterday. So I had to call them names. I'm going to call them backwards again. Mindy Collins, Chuck McGowan, Joseph Baldrige, Demetria Johnson. Demetria Johnson, I haven't seen you on the feed, darling, and I thank you. I haven't even seen you, might be under another name, but thank you again, Demetria Johnson. Sonia Billingsley, Angie Holcomb, Yolanda Green. I know Yolanda there. Derek Johnson. Derek Johnson is overseas, man. And I got to figure out how to get it over to him. Michael Jordan with HTX Sports. Mika Cryer, that's LJ Cryer's mom. And Nishan Mackey. Those are the people. Nissaville, I called your name the other day, baby. Hold up. Hold up. You was the first name ever. Nissaville has the distinction forever of being the first person to order this particular shirt. Now, there's going to be other things coming out later, but Nissaville, right during the show on I think one Monday when it came live, or whenever it came live, Nissaville, on Thursday, Nissaville was the first person to sign it. And then Deion Banks and Rod Wells came right after her. So let me tell y'all something. I really, really appreciate y'all. I mean, it's unbelievable, the response, man. And I know I'm going to post it. I'm going to post it on the Facebook feed and the YouTube feed. And I know some people hadn't seen the show, and I understand it. But let me tell you something, man. There's a lot of stuff going to happen through that Chop Shop. These people with these Chop Shop shirts, these people who signed on first, they're going to have a special place in the Chop Shop Hall of Fame because it's some things that we're going to do in the future. Of course, these people, y'all are in the database. So I thank y'all so much for being, for doing it. I'm going to take a quick break and I'm going to come back. And then Jimmy going to be here and Dr. Bennett. See, I passed that whole time away by myself, but I'm going to take a quick break. Chop Shop. We'll be back in just a minute. Here we go.
I question America. Is this America, the land of the free and the home of the brave, where we have to sleep with our telephones off of the hook because our lives be threatened daily, because we want to live as decent human beings in America? Thank you.
People is not just walking up like they used to do in the past, walking out, shooting a man down or getting maybe 200 or 300 people carrying you out and lynching you, but it's in a more settled way. They can let you starve to death, not give you jobs. These are some of the things that's happening right now in Mississippi. See, Mississippi is not actually Mississippi's problem. Mississippi is America's problem. Because if America wanted to do something about what has been going on in Mississippi, it could have stopped by now. It wouldn't have been in the past few years between 40 and 50 churches bombed and burned. You see, and this lead me to say, all of the burning and bombing that was done to us and the houses, nobody never said too much about that, and nothing was done. But let something be burned, by a black man, and then, my God, you see, the flag is drenched with our blood. Because, you see, so many of our ancestors was killed because we have never accepted slavery. We had to live on it, but we've never wanted it. So we know that this flag is drenched with our blood. So what the young people are saying now, give us a chance to be young men, respected as a man, as we know this country was built on the black backs of black people across this country. And if we don't have it, you ain't gonna have it either. because we going to tear it up. That's what they saying. And people ought to understand that. I don't see why they don't understand that. They know what they've done to us. All across this country, they know what they've done to us. This country is desperately sick, and man is on the critical list. I really don't know where we go from here.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day, the Chop Shop, my nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, and I'm about to bring the greatest co-host in the world on the screen. Let me see where I'm gonna put him at. Let me see. Oh, got it. Look at that, Jimmy. Jimmy, these new controls are unbelievable. And Jimmy, he's in the feed. Let me make sure I got you faded in right. I got to make sure you're right now. You know, you put on your little outfit. Can't nobody tell you know, you put your little outfit on. But Jimmy, we got in the back. Welcome, Jimmy. Again, Jimmy, let me tell you something. The response of the Chop Shop viewers and the people who were supporting and buying the Chop Shop t-shirts. I just had to give them a shout out before everything is going on. But Jimmy, I know you just got on the show, but we got a special guest waiting in the wings, and I don't wanna waste no time. And I want to get Dr. Bennett. She's been on our show before, and I ain't gonna waste no time. I got her in the screen right now. Y'all, hold up, let me give her. Hold up, Dr. Bennett, before you say anything. I got to give you your prop. But thank you so much for joining us today. Tell us what's going on. I'm about to click. This the benefit. I know you got the 5th annual reconstruction of a Survivor golf tournament benefiting women diagnosed with breast cancer. It's Friday, October the 9th. This Friday at 12 Valley Golf Course. It's early in the morning so you can get in and get out of there. And so, Dr. Bennett, talk to me and tell me what's going on over there.
First of all, Robert, I want to thank you and Jimmy for having me on the show again.
Okay.
I love the show. I love the commercial break that you just did. This is a fantastic show that everybody needs to listen to if they're sports lovers. And I love sports. And I'm glad the Texans have made a move.
Look at you.
I had to get that little commercial in first.
Oh, yeah, okay. I like that. Come on.
Reconstruction of a Survivor is a nonprofit breast cancer organization providing support groups such as for women diagnosed with breast cancer. We have about 9 locations in the greater Houston area, all the way from Texas City to Katy, to Pearland, to Houston, just everywhere. And we provide support groups for women diagnosed with breast cancer anytime of their diagnosis. We also do provide financial assistance to women in our support groups. We've paid rent, we've paid car notes, we've paid mortgages, we've paid, we had a homeless lady sleeping on the streets. She would not go to treatment because she was on the streets, and she said, well, if I go back, well, I have nobody to take care of me except the animals on the street. So we put her in extended stay, and then she went back to treatment at MD Anderson, but she didn't make it because the cancer was everywhere at the time. So we do what we can to help the women diagnosed with breast cancer, and this is what the purpose of the golf tournament is. As you mentioned, it's going to be on the 9th at Quail Valley Golf Course, and tea time at 8. Black Walnut Cafe is going to provide the breakfast, and the Quail Valley is going to provide the lunch. We've got amazing auction items. We've got an autographed basketball by Rudy T. We've got a World Series authentic baseball autographed by Carlos Carrera, and that was donated by Sam Helfman. We also have Jack Daniels golf bag for auction. We've got a one-night stay at the Casa del Mar in Galveston Beachfront Resort. So, and we've got a lot of wonderful wrap items. and I'm gonna go pick up some cigars for those who smoke cigars while playing golf.
Okay.
And I'm excited about this, and I'm also excited about the Chop Shop crew joining us.
Okay. Jimmy, can you get up that early in the morning? Look at him, Dr. Bennett. Look at him. I put him on the spot.
You sure did.
I'll know this afternoon if I'm in town or not. Remember we added new staff to RCS Sports last week, and part of the pledge to Doug Jones and Jeffrey Day is to go and get assignments for them, paid assignments that would supplement their salary for what I pay them. So within 1 week, I have an assignment in San Antonio. But if neither one of them can go, I know Doug couldn't take it because his mother has a doctor's appointment. But it's Jeffrey Day. He teaches school right now. I will know once he get out of class if he's accepting that assignment. If he does, great. If he's not, then I have to go and fulfill the commitment for RCS Sports in San Antonio. But boy, hey, last time me and Hatter went and played golf, Doc, guess what happened? They let me. I was in charge of the social consumption.
Got it.
Committee.
Got it.
But guess what happened?
So we had a little cooler.
No, Jimmy, you remember?
And
that one time we went, they didn't have a cooler. They didn't want. It was the Willa Avenue. They didn't have. They wasn't allowing that.
And when was the last time that me and you went to a golf outing?
I think it was that. We went to more than one. I don't know. I thought we went to one.
When the last time we went to more than one. When was the last time me and you went?
I don't remember. Well, you drunk that time. So
it was that one. And I ain't been back because I ain't got nothing in the cooler. I ain't going.
That man did.
We got stuff in the cooler.
Jimmy, this is not a church event right here. They gonna have stuff in the cooler for you, man. But Jimmy, it's 7.
Yes.
Jimmy, it's an 8 a.m. A kickoff. Jimmy, you can't be drinking that early in the morning.
Well,
no, but by the time y'all see, hey, spoken like a good deacon. Well, I like that, Dr. Bennett. You get it. Well, I like that.
Well, we're gonna give the golfers three drink tickets, 2 mulligan tickets, and two or three raffle tickets. So for the fee of $150, you can't beat that anywhere.
You can't beat that.
No,
hey,
with
man.
breakfast and lunch too.
Go, we got to get us a.
So I get 6. I get 5 tickets. Because Haller gonna give me 2 of his. He gonna try one if we got some, because it's so close to the first Sunday. He gonna call it communion to y'all. So we're gonna have communion with the first one. Me and Haller. I'm gonna take his other 2, put them in my 3. I got 5. I'm good.
That sounds like a winner.
That's unbelievable. So give us, what's the day again? What's the day? Tell me, it's Friday, I know, right?
This Friday, October the 9th. Tea time is at 8 o'clock. We're gonna have breakfast before that.
Okay.
Sponsored by Black Walnut Cafe, amazing food. We're gonna have breakfast tacos, coffee, fresh squeezed orange juice. You can't beat that. I don't even know. So it's gonna be exciting just to have you guys there, as well as to have the golfers, benefiting women, and we got amazing volunteers. I've got wonderful board members who will be present, and it's gonna be a beautiful day.
Wow.
Colin Myers, who's a weather forecaster, formerly with, I'm not going to mention the TV station.
Okay.
But he's going to be present and be the MC for the luncheon.
And that's a nice facility over there, Quail Valley. It's a nice facility. People are so helpful.
Yes.
Y'all gonna have let me tell you something. Excuse me. We gonna have a ball over there this weekend. We gonna have a ball over there Friday.
Absolutely.
And if you're a golfer, y'all do me a favor. How can they contact you, Doc? Because if you're a golfer, how can they get in contact with you?
Well, if they're a golfer and want to play, you can go to our website at www.r like in red, O as in off, A as in apple, the word survivor.org. Let me repeat again. www.roasurvivor.org.
Okay, let me put that flyer back up there. I like that flyer. Hold on. Let me put that flyer
Thanks.
back up there. I like, oh, I see it. And then they got information down there you can call. They got you can call Dr. Ron
Yes.
Robinowitz. Boy, tell him I messed his
Yeah,
name up.
he's an attorney, Rabinowitz.
Okay, okay. What
Or you
else?
can call me. I think my number may be on there too.
Yeah, 713 410 4744. Y'all call.
That's my cell.
Y'all,
Yes.
y'all need to do this and come out and support it. Come out, just send a donation if you can't play. You know, because Doc.
Let me say.
Okay, come on. Talk to me.
Let me say this. The proceeds go to benefit the women in the breast cancer organization. We have a beautiful office in the Galleria area at the BBVA Bank building, but it's paid for by KAVA, K-A-V-A Health. We don't pay anything, but we got office space. So the money doesn't go to salaries, it doesn't go to office space, it goes to help the women we serve.
Awesome. Doc, well,
Oh,
actually,
quick
I got a
que-
quick.
quick question.
Go on, Grim. Go on.
Quick question, Doc. So how in playing in golf nowadays in the pandemic, what are some of the precautions that would be in place for COVID-19?
I'm so glad you mentioned that. We're going to be taking temperatures before you even walk in. We're going to have gloves so that the persons who are going to serve the coffee and juice at breakfast will be gloved and masked. We'll have extra masks in case someone comes without one. We'll have hand sanitizer. You'll get hand sanitizer. We got amazing swag bag. Ooh, the stuff in that swag bag, I want it myself. But we're also going to have additional hand sanitizers everywhere else. And like I said, it's going to be amazing. We're going to do everything we can. Social distancing. We're not going to be inside for the lunch and the breakfast. It's going to be outside on the amazing, beautiful patio at
Yes.
Quail Valley.
Yes. Got a great patio. And Doc.
That-
Okay, go on, Jimmy. Come on.
No, go on. Go
No,
on.
Doc, I was thinking about that because, like, when the club that I play at a lot, we it was for a long time. It was a one person per cart, unless that's your the person in your family. So if I'm on there with a guy that's not in my family on my car, see, I got a big can of Lysol every time I go golfing. I ain't gonna lie, I spray the whole car. I spray everything. What Jimmy said, Jimmy from the rooter to the two, I spray everything. And no, I mean, just because you just try to be careful. And that's one of the things. And I know most people that knows their partner, but I don't know if they live with them. That would be my only concern because you know, being that close in contact with somebody that in this climate, it might be different. Do you have anything? Have you thought about that? Did y'all think about that?
Yes, we have.
Okay.
And the golf course is taken care of. If a person wants to be by themselves, we have to pay $25 a person. Otherwise, they are going to put two to a cart. But we've got hand wipes. Like I said, we've got hand sanitizer.
Okay.
They've sprayed down the golf carts. So all that's in. I mean, we're doing everything we possibly can. Like I said, especially with the mask wearing.
Yes.
Because there's somebody in this country who believes not wearing a mask is okay. But this is serious, and we're taking it serious.
Yes, got to. Thank you. Oh my God, Doc, that's good. Jimmy, I know you got something else for. I know you got something else.
No, I mean, let them know about you and how you morphed into this idea. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what high school you're representing, and all that. Because we chopped the boom boom boom. They from everywhere, and so we want to make sure
I'm from Houston, Texas. I wanted to go to Jackie Yates High School. Everybody in my neighborhood went to Jackie Yates. My parents said, "No, you're going to Catholic school." So I went to Marion High School in Bel Air.
I had to give that. Jack Yates. That's for
you
Jack
went-
Yates.
Which school again?
I know, I wanted it.
What school?
I wanted to go to Jackie Yates, but went to Marion High School in Bel Air. And then I went to
You went to
University of
Marion?
Houston, where I learned all through Marion, which is now where Episcopal High School is located.
Wow.
And I earned all three of my degrees at U of H, taught at U of H. I taught undergraduate math and graduate math courses and all the graduate multicultural courses. Diagnosed with breast cancer in 1996. Now, most people think you have to have a lump. I didn't have that. All I had was a nipple discharge. And The rest is history. They did
Right.
testing. They couldn't identify it. Then they did a biopsy, and that's when my general surgeon, Don Roby, said, I can't help you. You've got breast cancer. I'm sending you to MD Anderson. I almost died after surgery, and I told God, just get me out of this, and I will do all that I can to help women with breast cancer. So in 2007, even though I had breast cancer 24 years ago, I waited a while before starting this nonprofit called Reconstruction of a Survivor. And we've done a lot to help women diagnosed with breast cancer.
Unbelievable. And you know what, Doc? Now I understand you. Okay, you went to private school, yeah. And then
Yes.
hold up, Jimmy. Went to private school, got all these degrees, Jimmy. But let me tell you something. What I love about Doc, I know her daughter. Her daughter
Yeah.
carries herself the same way. I
Yeah.
mean, I love to see black women carry themselves the weight like a strong black woman. And Doc, you did a great job with raising your daughter, because she walks her. I didn't know mom was a doctor and all. I didn't know all of them in your background, but she carried herself. She demanded respect everywhere she went, and that's a testament to you. Testament to you.
Well, it is, but also, as you well know, we've been at Windsor Village since Melissa was 4 years old.
Say no more.
And the Windsor Village United Methodist Church had a lot to do with that as well. That
Right.
girl can pray angels out of heaven. So if you ever need anybody to pray for you,
Right.
she prayed for Joe Sample when Joe was in the hospital before Joe Sample died.
Oh.
And right when he's transitioning. And I'm telling you, she prays the angels out of heaven.
Okay.
The girl is good. She's powerful.
She get it
and
from
a
her mama.
fashion designer.
She get it from her mama. Jimmy, what else you got for Doc? Because Doc got to go get them cigarettes in 10 minutes, Jimmy. Doc
Cigars.
got to go get them cigars, not cigarettes. She got to go get them cigars because everybody don't. Doc, is that oxymoronic? Doc, we're going to get cigars. Hold up, we're going to get cigars for breast cancer. I mean, cancer survivors. Doc, help me now, Doc. You got to help me.
Well, you don't have to inhale the smoke from a cigar, from what I understand. You know, not a cigar. From what I understand, I don't smoke. Never did. But I believe that you inhale the smoke from the cigar. I don't know. Inhale from the cigar and you blow it out. I don't think it goes to the lungs.
I'm just messing with you. I thought
I don't know.
I thought that was a kind of little. I said, wow, okay, we're cool. What else you got, Jimmy?
Hey, Doc, you got to watch Hatter, cause he gonna get that cigar. He from Memphis. He gonna get that cigar, get him a razor blade and slice it and put some funny stuff in that cigar. You got to watch it, man.
Oh no!
You know, he got his eye. You know,
Dr. Bennett know better than that, Jimmy.
You got to get that cigar right.
Jimmy, we worship together, Jimmy. She know I ain't gonna do that. Yeah, but that is crazy, man. But I mean, Jimmy, you got something else for Doc? Doc,
so did you go to school at Marion while Tito Hartford was there?
No, no. I graduated a long time ago.
I thought.
Yeah, you look kind of like you
black
don't
really
look a day
don't
over
crack
30.
then.
Huh?
Black really don't crack then. I'm telling you.
To be honest with you, I graduated 51 years ago from Marion.
Wow.
No way.
Yes.
Wow.
So how did they let the Christian school? How did the Christian school let the Episcopal school come take it over?
Interesting.
Well, the nuns sold the property.
Wow. That was like boardwalk on a Monopoly board.
Yeah, it was. And there were only 3 African Americans in my graduating class. Marvin Zindler, who was on Marvin Zindler Eyewitness News, did our commencement address for our graduation. But it was really, I learned so much being at that school. And all of my classmates who are in the area, we still stay in touch with each other.
Wow. Well, there wasn't many, y'all.
No, I sure wasn't. I mean, the blacks and the whites, we still stay in touch with each other.
Wow.
We do. So it's just it's wonderful, wonderful education that my parents. I didn't want to go, but my father insisted. He died when I was in high school. When I was 15, and he said, "You will go to Catholic school and you will finish."
I
So
love
my
it.
mother said, "You will finish high school
That's good. Thank you,
at a
Mama.
Catholic school."
Okay, Doc. I'm gonna switch to sports, Doc. Doc, what's your favorite basketball team?
The Rockets.
Okay, I love you, Doc. What's your favorite football team?
Well, it was the Texans, but I'm gonna have to, I know the Saints are second in the seat, but I'm gonna
Okay.
have to stick with the Texans. I can't.
Oh, that's
Long as
good.
as long as they're making a change,
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
So you was ready. You was ready. Cause Jimmy gonna tell me yesterday, Doc. No, it's Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson the one messing up. I said, Jimmy, Bill O'Brien is the head guy. If you cut off the snake, the head. You follow me? So he was and guess
Yeah.
what? Just on cue today. I mean yesterday, right after our show, they said, Robert, I heard the chop shop. You right. It ain't nothing wrong with Deshaun Watson. We just gave him 200 million. Let's get rid of this guy. Let's get
That's
rid of
not
this
what
guy.
I said. I didn't say it was Deshaun Watson's fault. I said that it rolls downhill. It was always the Bill O'Brien's fault. We've called him Bob. We had actually stopped calling him Bill O'Brien. We call him Bob as the acronym is the initial of his name. Always Bob's fault. But now, after we identified that long ago, it starts to roll downhill because accountability is expected from Deshaun Watson because you got the money.
That's right.
You got the money. Just like in Dallas right now, that running back they have, they got a problem up there.
They don't
That
talk
running back
about that. They
is
don't
great.
talk about Zeke. They talk about Zach all the time.
They talk about Dak all the time because Dak just got his new deal. It rolls on down, but Zeke gets it as well. Not as much as
Dak ain't
Dak.
got no deal yet, Jimmy.
No. Dak, they don't want Dak to get the deal because you gave that deal to Zeke, and look at what happened. The return on investment ain't showing right. Now, let's get to it. Now, what you think about these Astros?
Well, let me just throw my 2 cents in. I'm gonna throw my 2 cents in. When I saw that game on Monday, game before that even, I saw the game on Sunday, I said, the chief head of the organization has got to go. And I listened to your show and I thought, oh my gosh, he's got to go. And sure enough, they heard our cry.
Awesome.
Texas heard our cry.
Jimmy, no, he said, what about them Astros? What you want to say about? I just put them Astros on the screen. Jimmy, you must didn't see that. I just put, what you think about them Astros? That's Jimmy. He loved them. I put Clyde and Akeem up on. What you think about them, Doc? Huh? What you think about them, Doc?
I love the Astros.
Okay.
Astros are good. I'm all in favor of the Astros.
Even the cheating
as far as
part?
them talking about cheating,
Yeah.
As far as them cheating, I don't know that. I wasn't there. I didn't see it. As long as I didn't see it, I don't know it. So I'm not gonna give him credit for that.
Wow. Okay. It ain't cheating till you get caught, right? They got
That's
caught.
right. You got
They
to
got
get
caught
caught.
though. But I like them.
Well, I wasn't there.
I liked them last
The Yankees
night.
got caught cheating as well.
Who?
The Yankees got caught cheating. The Yankees.
But
They got
Jim,
caught cheating as well.
I liked them last night though. I did.
Yeah.
I liked them last
Yeah.
night. Because Mindy Collins told me not to dislike the Astros. So guess what? I can't dislike the Astros. But I know one thing. I can't wait till Friday. And I hope all our golfers tell your golfing friends right now, it's still time. You can become a part of the 5th annual reconstruction. I'm reading it off the screen of a Survivor golf tournament in Houston, Texas.
Yes.
A Friday, shotgun October the 9th. Shotgun start at 8 o'clock in the morning. So you'll be out of there. You're going to have lunch at 1. You'll be out of there. You won't even have your whole day. You can go to Jimmy's favorite place. You can go to happy hour later on that evening. You can go play some golf. Go take your shower. Please go take your shower. And then go and go to happy hour a little later. So Jimmy, hey man, I hope Jeffrey Day could go because I sure want you to come out there and let's support Dr. Bennett and this great cause, man. And let's just have a ball and raise some money. Okay? What, you got anything else, Doc?
No, thank you so very much. I greatly appreciate it. And I look forward to having great weather, great fun, and a lot of great persons out there I'd love to meet.
Right. I can't wait. Well, I'm good, Doc. And thank you so much. Thank you for taking out your time. And I know you gave God that promise. I'm glad you gave God a promise, and you kept your promise. And I'll never forget, Doc, when I was my son was born almost the same time in the same hospital as Robert Ory's daughter, Ashlyn, was born. I don't know. She was born a little bit before him, and she had a chromosome deficiency. And I'll never forget this, Doc. My son was born healthy, right on the same floor. They almost. And what's so unique about it, Doc? I got on my knees and said, God, please give me a healthy son, and I promise you, I'll take care of him just like you took care of me, like you want me to take care of him. And people just wonder why I got this affinity for my son and try to put him in the right position. It's a promise and a prayer that I made, 25 years ago in the women's hospital, in the medical center. I'll never forget it. And I thank you for fulfilling your promise. And with this thing, a 5th annual, and I can't wait to be a part of it. I'm glad the Chop Shop can be a part of it. Okay.
And say this, I'm glad you say the Women's Hospital. We have a support group over there. So one of our locations is the Women's Hospital and the Medical Center.
Wow.
So they have stepped up to the plate and have invited us to provide support groups there. We're also at Pearland Medical Center Hospital for the Methodist hospitals. We have the VA. The VA had nothing but veterans, nothing. And we're at UTMB in Big City. We're also at Texas City. So like I said, we're just everywhere. So I thank God, and we're going to be even greater places. And I thank him for you and Jimmy for the show, opportunity to be on the show again. I love your show. I listen to it whenever I can. And I tell other people, I'm a sports fanatic.
Right.
But I tell other people who love sports, especially women, tune in to the Chop Shop. Can't go wrong.
Wow. Hey, hold up. I got to give you something for that, Doc. Watch it. But thank you so much. We can't wait. I'll see you. I'll talk to you a little bit later. But thank you so much, and we'll see you. We'll see you this weekend. Okay.
Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.
All right. Okay. Talk to you later. All right. Wow, that was good, Jimmy. Wow, unbelievable. Let me get her out of the screen, and it's just me and you, Jimmy. Guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna take a quick break. If you give me a second, let me find my my commercial. Okay, I got one. Here you go.
This lead me to say, all of the burning and bombing that was done to us in the houses, nobody never said too much about that, and nothing was done. But let something be burned, by a black man, and then, my God, you see, the flag is drenched with our blood. Because, you see, so many of our ancestors was killed because we have never accepted slavery. We had to live on it, but we've never wanted it. So we know that this flag is drenched with our blood. So what the young people are saying now, give us a chance to be young men, respected as a man, as we know this country was built on the black backs of black people across this country. And if we don't have it, you ain't gonna have it either, because we gonna tear it up. That's what they saying. And people ought to understand that. I don't see why they don't understand it. They know what they've done to us. All across this country, they know what they've done to us. This country is desperately sick, and man is on the critical list. I really don't know where we go from here.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. We had a great guest, Dr. Jenny Bennett. It's this her second time on the Chop Shop. Unbelievable. So proud to know people like that, man. I can't wait to go out and support them. Jimmy, I hope you're in town. We're going to go out there and just enjoy ourselves. And but Jimmy, before we go any further, and I know I want you to cover, we're going to talk about. I hope we're going to talk about a recap of the Super 16 showcase. But Jimmy, while we were on the air, I'm gonna refresh my screen. While we were on the air, Lil Rick Wilmore, Rick Nelson, Trey Phillips, Roderick Brown, Marquessa Carter Charles with Avis Budget Rental Car. Jimmy, they purchased their Chop Shop t-shirt while we were on the air. Shout out to them people. And Jimmy, I don't know if you were here or not, but do you know who was the first person to ever order a Chop Shop t-shirt on the air while we was on?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who? What's her name?
We've said it about 5-6 times.
Nissaville.
Yeah.
Just wanted to give her, because guess what she said? Robert, I didn't hear my name, so we got it. So what else we got? Where you want to go, man? Where you want to go from here?
We're definitely gonna recap the Super 16 as in an orderly fashion as promised on yesterday. And I go and Doug Jones put up the first of 4 installments we're going to give on the website rcssports.com. And this morning, as I queue it on up, what he did was he went in alphabetical order through the first 8 teams. And that is in the VIP news. Remember, we made the pledge to you guys to provide much more readable content in the VIP news and on the front. Jeffrey Day, remember, he's a school teacher, but he will be providing articles up to 4 articles per week on the front of the website, which will be free. And just give him a little time to get his, he's gonna get in gear. He had a wonderful preview of the Super 16 last week.
Yes.
But now Doug hit it out the park with his preview or review that is this morning. And
Jimmy, I'm noticing something. Hey, Big Doug, is Big Doug on here? Let me tell you something. Big Doug, hold up. Big Doug, when you bring in a new player, you bring in an all-star. Big Doug said, "I'm stepping my game up. I'm gonna be an all-star too. I like this." But go on, Jimmy. I like this.
Now, Doug already been an all-star. He just want to make sure he he's already been all-star.
He's an all-star, but now he's all-pro. Now he wasn't no all-pro.
Yeah. Hey, man, and like I say, I am elated at how good those two guys, how good they get along together.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, you get somebody new, and you wonder, man, what's going on? And like Doug said, Doug knew about it. That was the thing. It wasn't a surprise on it. I had the option to just spring it on him, and I didn't have, but this is a team, and I explained to them, RCS Sports. I look at the relationship. We are just as you would do a coaching staff, at a college or university, at a big time college or university. So I'm the head coach, and the assistant coaches, their job, they both have jobs, and that's not to cross each other line, but for the betterment of the team, we trying to get the win, baby. So that means if there's a player that does see, then sometimes the assistant coach will get the other assistant coach to come and put his eyes on it. Or he would get the head, eventually he would get the head coach. Hey, you need to see this player. Come on, coach. And they'll put the schedule. Coach, at 3 o'clock, you need to be on court, on the blue court. At 2:30, coach, you need to be on the red court. That's what the good assistants, the great assistants, make sure that the head coach is able to maximize his time and that's important. So these guys, man, are on it. But let's get into it. Atascocita is the 8. We started out with the alphabetical. I will tell you 8. And I'm not going to go too deep. I'm not going to read Doug's writing word for word.
Oh, please don't.
Because if I did, then why the hell would you go into the VIP news? I'm not going to sit there and let them do all this writing, but just so I can read it off to you. I'm just going to let you know that Atascocita is previewed today. Now, Atascocita played 3 games this past weekend. They won. They lost the first one. We talked about it yesterday to Legacy. Then they bounced back and beat the snot off of Goose Creek Memorial. Just as bad as Atascocita lost to Legacy, that's about as bad or worse they beat Goose Creek Memorial. 51-11. That's the lowest output of the entire event. It just goes to show that what Atascocita, the type of punch that they do possess, they just didn't swing it against Legacy. And Atascocita came back on Saturday evening in the first round of bracket play and lost to Westbury Christian in overtime. Chris Felix knocked down 2 free throws to win the game. Our overtime rule was pretty simple. You have to win by a field goal or 2 free throws in a row. Meaning he could have hit the first one, they went up 1, but missed the second one. The game action keeps going. You have to, and the reason I put that free throw rule in there is because I know from playing back in the days on the street and in the concrete, a lot of these kids ain't cut like that, but I don't want to put people in a situation where, how do I know if you get a layup and a layup win the game, I'm going to tackle your ass. And I didn't want that to transpire and somebody to take advantage of the rule like that. And guess what? You got to go take it out on the side or whatever and keep on going to shoot free throw. So we didn't want nobody to win off a lucky free throw. We wanted to be, if you hit 2 free throws, you deserve to win. So Atascocita, my read off of them, Haddon, is they're still one of the top 5 preseason teams in the area. I think that we were shocked. This was the first time that all of those guys played together. Atascocita did something that looked to be, it appeared to be cute during the fall ball season. They split their teams up, had Atascocita 1, Atascocita 2, Atascocita blue, Atascocita red, whatever you want to call them. Well, they played separately. They were half and half. But they never played together in these types of settings. So they rolled out the balls, and the very first time you're playing together, guess who it is? So it didn't look good. So that's Atascocita for you. I mean, Caleb Stewart, he's a young man committed to Louisiana Tech. He's the most recruitable player on the team. When they got beat by Legacy, 41-17, hell, he scored 7. He was the leading scorer for Atascocita. He's still their leader. It's just that Caleb Stewart is going to have to get more out of his teammates. They have too much talent on that team. Too much. And sometimes, I just put it like this. There's an old cliche, and it says, perfection cannot be attained when you can no longer add, but only when you can no longer take away. Let that soak in. And in regards to Atascocita, Beaumont United next up. Beaumont United made it all the way out to the semifinals, if I'm not mistaken. And they got beat by Elkins in the semis. And so they ended up playing 6 games for the money. This was the defending champion. Only one time in the history of the Super 16 had a team successfully repeated as champions. And that was the Atascocita a few years ago during the Carson Edwards run era. This Beaumont United team, Hal, I think you saw them on the camera. On the
I
Baller
didn't really
TV.
see the Beaumont tonight.
Oh, you did?
No, didn't see them.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. They came, their very first game, they played Summer Creek. And Summer Creek, let me look and see something. I got right here. I got on the side of me.
And Coach Larry Cordero said, "Say that one again, Hicks. That I guess your quote."
The quote is, "Perfection cannot be attained when you can no longer add. Only when you can no longer take away."
Okay. All right. That's good.
And I guess if you think of the concept of building a statue or a sculpture, and you add a bunch of clay on it, you can add as much as you want. You have to start peeling that clay off to create perfection if you're an artist. A lot of musicians, they go in the studio, they go and they put a lot of stuff on the beats, on tracks, but then they start removing stuff off the track. Too much of this, too much of that. When I first came on the show, Hatter had to go to what they call the fade button and had to take away some of the hue that was in my shirt. So it wouldn't, you create perfection when you can no longer take away, not when you can no longer add. So meaning that some teams, you can add all the players you want. You can add all the tall guys you want. It's when you get to a point and you say, well, we can do without him, or we need to move him down to JV. We can no longer, we're perfect. We are perfect now. That's when you get it. And when I was looking for the Beaumont United and Summer Creek game, if any game that you have, here it goes right here. The stat line had from that game. Terrence Arsenault, 18 punts, 8 rebounds, 8 for 14 from the field. And they lost the game. Beaumont United did. Summer Creek came out with something on their mind. Amari Abram, 17 punts, 4 rebounds, 3 for 5 from three-point land, right? So these are 2 of the top 5 sophomores in the area went head to head. And guess what? That's how it's supposed to be. Or it's not supposed to be much anything less than that. When the outcome is the outcome. That was a very impressive win for Summer Creek. Very. Coming out the gate, they went pool play. And Beaumont United, they are good. Summer Creek, they are good. Both of these teams, the thing about it, Beaumont United, Hatter, is now 5A. They are no longer 6A. So Beaumont United is among that quartet that out of the greater Houston teams that you can expect to possibly meet up in the regionals. And I'm going with Hightower, Beaumont United, Manville, Crosby.
I got a question.
Those are the 4.
Doug just said, and they guarded each other. Who guarded each other? Doug.
Arsenault and Abram.
Abram, is that the kid he moved in town? He
Port
used to
Arthur. From Port Arthur.
played on Ken Lofton team. Right? Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's him. And he's understand, he's stronger, he's better. Arsenault right now for the college, for the Division I high-level college coach, he's more recruitable. He's more because of his frame. And he can do a little bit more away from the rim. But both of them guys are good. And Summer Creek lost their top, their most recruitable player last week. He transferred to Seed King, Javon Jackson.
Yeah.
And hope he's well. He took a spill on Sunday and had to go to the hospital and with his arm. Maybe it's his shoulder or his arm. may have, hopefully it was just something that need to be popped back in place. I reached out and checked out with the dad on yesterday, or actually I checked with the dad on Sunday evening, and to see how he's doing. And it went to, so I haven't got a result from him as of today. But those guys are good. The city is, and this is the thing with a lot of people are looking at guys. We're trying to make sure we just won't, because it's been so much inconsistency. We just need guys to be more consistent. Who are the players who are being more consistent? Because that means a lot, because grown folk like myself have to voucher, have to co-sign for this loan you want to take out on Division I scholarships. We got to co-sign this stuff. And I ain't co-signing for nothing that ain't consistent. And that's the thing. A lot of guys see a kid play great one good weekend, and you want to take that check to the bank and cash it at the high Division I level. Just because a kid did well one weekend does not merit an offer necessarily, especially if that coach ain't seen him in person.
What if you do bad? What if you do bad one weekend?
It serves as Exhibit A. But it doesn't, doing bad doesn't mean that you take the scholarship away. It doesn't mean you're going to have bad weekends. But I'm just explaining what's being looked for, what's being expected, especially if you are already ranked high, whether it be on the local level, the regional level, or the national level. People are expecting big things out of you. And big things don't mean 25, 35 points in the grassroots in a fall ball game. That don't mean that. It mean you're making plays and you're active. And when people who haven't come to see you or haven't laid eyes on you as often as next, they are expecting a show, and that's what it is. Okay. And so we go, speaking of a show, we go to Bush High School. Bush High School lost all 3 of their games. Mm-hmm. They lost both pool games and was T-rolled in the first round by Kingwood. But not necessarily T-roll. They lost by 2 to Kingwood. But they lost both of those other games by double digits. Now, I was really expecting Bush to compete at a greater level than they did. They came in nonchalantly, and if you're competing, you're going to have a chance. Now, meanwhile, in the midst of that, the one player who many people came to see and were curious about, he showed up. If you're going to get your butt whooped, at least, and that's Tyler Smith, at least if you're going to get your butt whooped, then you better get paid in the stat category. And I'm not talking about points, stat category. And so, speaking of, that means on Friday, Bush opened up. We hit on it yesterday. I have the stat sheets with Summer Creek, 66-45, right? Tyler Smith, 11 points, 8 rebounds, 4 for 6 from the field. That's a solid production in this type of setting. Now, if Tyler Smith would have had 3 points, 2 rebounds in 25 minutes, that means you wet the bed.
And one thing, I'm looking at the efficiency, because you say he had 11 points off of 6 shots. That's efficient. He should have took more shots.
Well, and they played on Saturday. This Bush against Beaumont United, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm looking up that score as that stat sheet as well as we're talking, and I see. Let me see. Bush and Beaumont United had to be. There we go, right there. Tyler Smith, 5 points, but 11 rebounds in 27 minutes. Mm-hmm. Now that game, he wasn't efficient on the offensive end, but he was active at the rim.
How many shots did he take?
He was 2 for 11.
Oh, okay. So he said, "I'm gonna take
0 for 7 3-point attempts."
Okay, he missed the shot. Okay.
So that means I give you a game like that.
I'll take that.
Just by looking at the stat line, I give you a C minus. A C minus. because your team still lost about 30 to 50, 30 to 45. You were a C minus.
And Doug said some key too. He said against they couldn't get him the ball. They had 28 turnovers against Summer Creek. See, I mean, and I thank you, Doug. I mean, because I was just trying to paint a. And Summer Creek is the team that beat them.
What Summer Creek? That explains why he didn't get more shots. So Summer Creek was efficient, but in this game they had 16 turnovers. So they let you know the guard play at Bush High School.
They turned the ball over a lot.
You can have all the bigs you got, you won't. But nobody can get you that rock. You ain't gonna run up down that court like you were expected to do. And so this is what I'm saying. And understand this is, and I love and what I'm doing is, as more people watching the Chop Shop, we're doing some recaps on some of the teams that played in the Super 16 in alphabetical order. And the details of these recaps are located in the VIP news. Simply go to rcsports.com, click on VIP news. The VIP news, guys, so you understand, it's $2.50 a month. That comes out to 13 cents a day for all of this good content. And it's really, really some good stuff. And so I'm not going to read it word for word. Right. I'm not going to read it. I might give you a quote or two from Doug's writing this morning, but that would be cheating Doug out. You guys go and subscribe to VIP news simply because, and that's the best bang for your buck, especially if you live in Greater Houston. Especially if you live in Greater Houston, you're gonna get way more than your money's worth. Now, the thing about Bush is Brandon Love is the senior. Adam, he's the unsigned senior that started with the Houston Defenders. I'm expecting more out of Brandon Love, and I'm gonna look right now. So you put things in perspective, Adam. As it stands right now, Brandon Love is ranked number 16 in Greater Houston, according to RCS Sports. The rankings. He's number 16 in the area. So what would you expect for a kid that's ranked number 16 in Greater Houston? All of Greater Houston, that's a 12th grader, not a 9th or a 10th grader. Them puppies. We're talking about dogs. Or some dogs supposed to bark or bite.
Yeah.
That's what I mean about accountability. And I don't say it, and you guys can really, if you're receiving it, you can tell I'm not trying to crush a kid or make him seem like you asked the magic question earlier. Well, what if you have a bad weekend? Well, guess what? It's a bad weekend, but then you have to be accountable for that. That don't mean Brandon Love is not a Division I prospect. He definitely is. But if you get to telling me Brandon Love is University of Texas, or get to wondering later on in a couple of weeks, if Brandon Love have a good weekend, man, I don't know why Baylor not recruiting him.
Right.
Then I can say, hold on, pump the brakes. He has to be more consistent. You just saw him one game. I just saw him one game, and they're contrasting. So either he has to, and that's what it takes to get there at that level, consistent at something. Whatever it is, you don't have to be a consistent score. So when I said something, let's look at those. I gave you the 2 stat lines from Tyler Smith. Let's give you the 2 stat lines from Brandon Love. Well, Brandon Love, I think he only played on Friday, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow. Alex, that's a great question. You know what, Alex? I'm going to ask the kid next time. Alex, ask your son that. He said, do you think these kids take high school ball less serious than AAU grassroots?
Wow.
Hey, that's a good question. I don't know, but what do you think, Doug? Doug, you're around them a lot. Alex, ask your son. If I had a son, I'd text him right now and ask him. That's a good question, though. But what were you coming with, Brandon Love?
Now, also, I got something for you guys. Breaking news.
Okay.
And I forgot. I did this myself this morning.
All right.
Because it wasn't that many to do. I have personally uploaded all box scores from Friday night's games on the RCS Sports app. Go click on that. How to see if it worked. You can click on your other phone, just click in there. Go to the app and just pick on a game right now. And I'm serious.
So where is
I'm
that?
curious to see if
where would it be? Under what tab?
No, just go look at the game when they say find games and go to Friday.
Oh, you talking about the
find
app?
game.
Oh, the app. Okay.
On the app.
Okay, my bad.
On the app. I personally uploaded every box score from Friday night's game.
Okay. So
this is going to be, and I'm going to do all of them eventually.
So look up box score. What do I look up?
Go click on, it say find games. Click on Friday. Just click on any one of the games on Friday.
Friday. Okay.
What game we talking about? Look at the Bush game.
Memorial. Okay. You got click on upload.
Click on Bush. We're talking about Bush right now. Click on the Bush and Summer Creek game.
Okay, hold on. Let me go. Man, you'd have got me going to the other game. Bush. Okay, Bush and Summer Creek. Okay. All right. Uploads. I hit upload.
Click on that. It's gonna say
score sheet.
Score sheet.
Yeah,
click on that.
Right, got it right there.
Now, what do you see on Brandon Love?
Y'all can't see it.
Brandon Love had 8 punts, 6 turnovers in 19 minutes in the 19-point loss. He only took 4 shots. But as Doug said, they had 28 turnovers. If they couldn't get Tyler Smith the ball, they damn sure couldn't get Brandon Love the ball. So I know Brandon Love, that's not a goose egg. It's not a goose egg. 8 points is in that game, but the 6 turnovers, Tyler Smith had 5 turnovers. So hell, they was a part of the ones that couldn't get the ball across the goal as well. Or couldn't get the think about it, that's 11 turnovers between those 2 guys. So they're not without fault now, but at the same time.
But if you get them
one
to
thing
the
about
ball, Jimmy, if they pass them a bad pass, if the guard passed the bigger guy the bad pass in the wrong position, that can cause a turnover too when they get the ball. I mean, it's a lot. I didn't see the game, but especially high school players are like that. But I mean, it's unique. I'm glad. But Jimmy, I got a couple of. Jeremy Davis asked a good question. He said, what he said, Hatter, and he directed to me. Hey, Hatter, do you think there are better AAU coaches than there are high school coaches? I don't know, Coach Jeremy. I don't know. That ain't for me to figure out. I don't know. I don't watch them close enough. I don't go to their practices every day. I don't like that's a hard question for me to answer. So I mean, you might have an opinion on it, and because I take coaching the profession real serious, I know what goes on. I've had the advantage of going to a University of Michigan practice and watching Juwan Howard. I've had the advantage of going to University of Memphis and University of Houston and watching these guys. So I can't say one coach because I go to these practices and think they're the best coaches in the world because I learned something in every practice. So whether or not a high school coach is better than an AAU coach, I can't go there because it's subjective. What you mean by better? What you mean? So that's a hard one. Okay, Jimmy, what else you got? Yeah, I mean, it's good stuff and good dialogue. Great question. Me personally on that, I think you have to think about this and pay attention. There's an all-time high number of high school coaches who are also grassroots coaches in Greater Houston. His number has never been greater. So what are we saying? So let's say if Stephen Woods coaches Hightower and can take them to state, but that same coach, he's also coaching the Houston Hoops 16U. So you really believe that his ideology is going to just check out at Hightower and check back in at the way that he thinks and his methods on how he's going to beat the press, what set he's going to run, or what type of press or pressure he's going to run? You really believe it's going to be contrasting, or it's going to be whatever he believes in that worked for him at his high school? I really don't subscribe to that, because the difference is these kids now, not to say that it didn't need it in before, they need a lot of motivation. Just think of it as a heart. Jimmy Carey just gave a good one. He said, honestly, his nephew put more pressure on himself to perform well during the grassroots season. I can believe that. I'm just talking about the coach's part. That was a question I was asking. That's the question. I'm just adding to the conversation, because the first thing was asked. The first question, I'm answering the first question. He said, "Oh, you talking about the coaches?" But I was going back to another one. Do the kids take AAU more serious than high school. I tell you one thing with in my opinion, kids, you can't take neither one of these things off because everybody is evaluating you. You're getting evaluated in your high school team. Guess what, kids? This weekend at the Super 16, y'all were evaluated. That was an evaluation period. Jimmy, I tell my players all the time, right? You know, when I'm recruiting them and talking to them and I'm explaining to them, look here, man. Y'all get a bowl game. Y'all don't go to the bowl a game, you won't get that extra evaluation period. You don't get invited to the combine, you don't get that extra evaluation period. You don't get invited, well, you're going to go to your pro day. It's just extra evaluation. Don't listen, kids. If you going to play basketball and show up in these days with all of these guys tweeting and running their mouth about everything, kids and parents, you got dudes who don't even have, at least this is Jimmy's profession, Doug's passion and profession, Jeffrey Day's passion and profession. But we got some people around here that just show up and run their damn mouth about y'all kids. And some people listen to these damn fools. So every time Seneca, every time Kim, your son plays high school basketball, if he's trying to go to college and they show some interest in him, he is going to be evaluated, Doc. Going to be evaluated.
Well, and as Doug just, it's so, I mean, I'm loving this dialogue. You guys take out the time right now to share the show. Share this show right now, if you would, to your timelines, to your friends. This is a conversation that other people that you know need to get some of this. You know how that is. Sometimes the music sounds better coming from a different set of speakers. So take out the time, share the show right now. And as Doug says, that some of the kids enjoy the AAU more because of the travel, the gear, etc., that they get from the grassroots teams. And could that be it? That might be the it for some of these kids, and the lack of accountability that is plagues among when it comes, especially when it comes to the academic component. For the most part, it's not an attack. Guess what? I understand. It's not an attack on any single program, but the lack of academic accountability across the board when it comes to grassroots. So yes, a kid would tend to like that a little bit more.
What's Jimmy?
You ain't got to go to
I stepped out. What happened? Kid was like, what more?
Some of the kids, I mentioned Doug Jones are coming, and I put it in a hole in the concept about most of the kids enjoy grassroots more because they get the gear, they get to travel and all of that. But at the same time, they don't get to be held accountable for their academic progress or lack thereof in the grassroots as opposed. So, I mean, guess what?
Jimmy, what's up with the cool ball? When did this start everybody being cool? What do you remember the year this? You study this stuff. Cool ball. I mean, you turn the ball over and you trying to pull your pants back up before you go down. When did cool ball start?
I think around
Coach Wood.
In this area, the cool ball probably started to really saturate around 2017. When the cool ball started to really saturate, 2016, 17. And, you know, and then that means, once again, being accepted. Understand, one thing about a high school coach, they know they have a fraternity in place, many of them. And for better or for worse, if they are hard on a kid, then he could leave, but he can't leave and go necessarily the way he wants. It's going to come with an inconvenience. I mean, if your ass is going to leave me, you're going to move. You see? If you're going to another public school, you're going to have to move. or you're going to drive clean across town to play for certain schools. That's an inconvenience. That means you got to wake up an hour earlier. In some cases, go to bed an hour earlier on both sides of the clock. So let me read some more of these quotes.
Okay.
This is some good stuff.
Do you think?
Corey says high school accountability is similar to college accountability. You are not practicing every day in the summer with grassroots programs. Therefore, the relationship tends to be better depending on the high school coach. In high school, our voices are always out front and center, and kids have to accept it most of the time, or they will transfer if they can. You know? And also Jessica says, hey guys, I don't think that it's our kids that the kids focus more on AAU than high school. It's because they can play how they really want to play. I've had to check myself before once realized what was happening. Watching high school basketball and knowing most of the athletes, I see the difference in how they play. You know? And I mean, I'm going to make Thaddeus. What's going on, Thad, up in Chicago, Illinois? You have some high school teams that travel and receive benefits from shoe companies as well. Guess what? And many of those, it normally, you can see the difference.
Yeah, Jimmy, them high school sponsored teams, they are.
You can see
right.
the difference.
Yes, sir. You're absolutely
You can
right.
see the difference. So that stuff matters.
When Yates show up, Yates act a certain different way than a lot of schools, Jimmy. I watched them. They carry themselves, and I know it's because of who the coach is, but they carry themselves a lot. It's different.
I mean, and Aziz Bay says and one started cool ball. I think it may have, but once again, I say once it got to Houston.
Yeah,
because and one didn't sell out the arenas every day. I mean, and one until we got skipped to Malou with the Houston Rockets.
Right.
That's when and one was really accepted amongst Houston widespread. When Skip to Malou, Rafe Austin got to the Rockets.
Jimmy, I didn't see this. Bobby Benjamin said, coaches need to sit their cool ass down. Bobby Benjamin, what you mean? Coaches need to sit their cool butt down. Wow.
Now, great combo. Now let me go give you some more. Clearbrook High School at the Super 16. Clearbrook went 2-2. Clearbrook played 4 games. They opened up. Remember, that's that pool that Clearbrook was in. They beat Elkins in pool play.
Oh, okay.
But lost to
the
Houston
team
Christian.
that won the championship lost in pool play. Yeah. Gotcha.
They beat the team that won the championship and lost to the team that
lost the championship.
Came
second.
It came runners up.
Oh, okay.
So Clearbrook went 2-2. They also beat Westfield. They lost to Legacy by only 9.
Jimmy, I'm looking at their scores. These kids seem like they were in every game. Clearbrook. They were in every game.
Let's look at their box score from Friday. Okay. I'm gonna look at it and you look at it. Okay. Let's see what they did on Friday.
Hold on. I got my app now. Hold on. Excuse me. Let me check my app out.
And if you just tune in, all of the box scores from Friday have been posted on the app. If you look at whatever the score is, click on the score and you can get a chance to see. You can pull up the box scores for yourself. I uploaded them this morning and we'll proceed to do more over the next day. It's a lot of games. I'm doing them one by one so that you guys
can be. Clearbrook uploaded, Jimmy.
I don't have Clearbrook uploaded?
No, you ain't got them.
I must have missed right over it. Anyway, I'll share with you guys. Like I said, that's why I didn't know if all of them took in or not. Okay. That was my first time ever doing it.
Okay.
So anyway, Clearbrook against Houston Christian.
Tell me about my little youngsters, man.
Well, the 2 brothers.
Yeah.
Right? Hemo, right? And Smurf.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
In that game, they both had 11 points. Smurf had 6 rebounds. Chemo had 3 rebounds. Chemo fouled out.
Bigger one?
Smurf
is the bigger one. Which one is one of them? Is a little bit bigger.
Smurf is the younger one.
I said the big
Chemo
one
is the light.
a little bit.
Chemo is the lighter skin one.
Okay, help me out, y'all. Y'all
Chemo,
know what I'm talking about. One of them look a little bit bigger than the other. That's all I'm saying.
Smurf.
Yeah, that's what I said. Smurf is the big one. Okay, all right. Okay, come on. All right.
Now, they were both 5. One of them was Smurf was 5 for 10 from the field, 0 for 3 from 3-point land. Chemo was 4 for 12, 1 for 4 from 3-point land, and also Chemo was 2 for 5 from the free throw stripe. They both combined for 11 turnovers. That's what I want to make sure you guys get that.
Okay.
You see, one thing about these good box scores,
but they play fast, Jimmy. Jimmy, the way they play, I expect that.
But in this particular game, this game is a great measuring stick. Let me explain to you why. Because in the backcourt that you were going against, Houston Christian, they have Noah Kahn, Kobe Haynes, Elijah Bernstein. Those 3 guards, that trio is one of your better trios in Greater Houston for us guards this year. Without a question, one of your top 7 trios in the area. I mean, and we can talk about that on another day and try to come up with a list of who's your top trios, guards only. This trio would be in the top 7.
Okay.
And they proved it by just getting to the championship and the manner of the teams in which they beat to get there and how they got there, how they were rallying, rooting for each other. That love, that's like and love. Remember, some teams just got love, but they don't like each other. Some teams got love for each other, but they really hate the way each other play, or they hate. Them dudes got love and love right now.
Are their parents hate the way people play and go home and talk to the kids about it? That's another story. But keep going.
And so in this game, I'm looking at some of the things that 3-point land. They were 2 for 11. That ain't gonna cut it at all.
So in the loss, they didn't shoot it well in the loss. They didn't shoot it well in the loss. But they
didn't shoot it well enough. And guess what? They didn't lay an egg at all. That's one thing about it. Look at who I'm looking for more so, because I'm expecting you to shine. I'm not expecting you to lay an egg. So that's why I'm looking through the box scores of who laid an egg first.
Right.
Because I'm not rewarding you for making your bed. I'm not rewarding you for taking the trash out. I'm not rewarding you for going and hanging up your towel if you got the shower. I'm not rewarding you for that. That's what you're supposed to do. Put the cap on the toothpaste. You want a medal. And that's part of the cool ball started some of that. Because you had guys that pacify so many kids. And I keep telling people they're not gonna run nowhere. Anyway, Clearbrook is still good. As after they're rugged, they're gutsy, they're gonna get up under you. If you don't have no guards,
you're in trouble.
They will make you're in trouble.
You're in trouble.
That's for sure. Now, Concordia Lutheran, they went 2-1 over the weekend. The one game they lost to Kingwood, Concordia Lutheran I saw them on let's look up their box, go see if I posted that. They played Friday night. No, they didn't. They didn't play the Saturday morning. I haven't updated that yet. Saturday morning, I saw them against Manville. That was a great game, man. That game went back and forth all the way through. That's the game I needed to keep my energy going all the way through Saturday, was that first game. Concordia Lutheran, Trey Miller had 23 points, 6 rebounds, 3 steals, 8 for 12 from the field, Hatter, 3 for 4 from 3-point land.
Go back and look at that video.
Trey Miller. And when the game, that was against Manville. Manville, that was a great opponent. You had R.J. King, who's committed to Boise State. Mm-hmm. He did well. That's saying. So I'm looking for.
What does Trey Miller play in the summer?
Trey Miller play for in the summer. Doug.
You know, I'm just trying to figure out why I haven't heard
I'm
of
trying
it.
to think. Was it the Houston? Was it the Raptors or the Flight? Houston Cutter. Either Drive Nation Cutter, the Flight.
Okay. I just want to know.
One of those
Drive
two
Nation.
teams.
Kim
Y'all
said,
help me out with that. Help
Kim
me
said
out.
Drive
Who was it? Drive Nation. Drive Nation. I said Drive Nation. One of the two.
the Drive Nation in
So I
Houston.
remember.
The one in Houston?
Yeah, the Houston.
Okay.
Houston.
All right.
Houston.
Okay.
I remember watching them because the dad got kicked out the game last time I saw him at Grassroots. Well, not last time. The first time I saw him.
Wait a minute. Who daddy got kicked out the game this weekend? Cussed the ref out.
I don't know.
That was last weekend at that other event.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know that happened.
The
That's what I
dad
didn't know.
cussed the ref out. The ref said, "You got to go." He took. Hold up. The daddy took the mask off, Jimmy, and his daddy had the mask on. He was cussing up under the mask. Then he took the mask off and started. Hey man, PGWs, Jimmy. We got to start talking about them. They out of hand. I know we got to go back, but we got to. PGWs are getting out of hand.
Hey, I got some stuff. We going all week. Remember, we got kibbles and bits for you guys all week of them Super 16. Okay. I got a picture for you to put up at on Thursday. I'm gonna say it Thursday.
Send it to me right now.
I got it. If I send it to you, I'm gonna send it to you doing that. Okay. I'm gonna send it to you, dude.
We can take a break.
I'm gonna send this picture to you.
It's time to take a break anyway, Jim.
But meanwhile, hold on. Finish on Cordy Lutheran. That way we'll be. Okay. We'll see 1, 2, 3. That way we'll be at 4 to 7 teams done. Okay. Cordy Lutheran. I told you about Griffin Datcher. He's the kid who transferred from Oak Ridge. And once again, we talk about rankings, and Griffin Datcher is ranked number 17 in the area amongst the 12th graders.
Okay. Oh.
So I expect. See, once you in that. Think of the layers of rankings.
Griffin was bowling. Hey.
Yes.
Bowling.
What you see? You see the back score? What you see, man?
Wait a minute. He fit in well with the Duck said newcomer Griffin Datcher fit in well with the new team.
You reading it? Yeah.
Yeah. 19 points, 8 rebounds, and 23 points and 8 rebounds. Let me tell you something. I like Griffin Datcher. Well, how tall is he, Doug?
He's about 6'5".
I like him.
6'4".
I like
strong, and he was grooving. He had about 3 threes in that first game against Manville. I like that addition. Let me tell you, the thing that was missing that really this team here would have really been special had Adam Stewart remained at Concordia Lutheran one more year. Adam Stewart is a 7-footer who left to go to Utah and transferred to a private school up in Utah. If Adam Stewart was still here, you got Trey Miller, you got R.J. King, you got Griffin Datcher, you got Adam Stewart, a rim protector that's still in progress for his developmentation. That team now would have had a chance to roll right on through the taps. Now, meanwhile, let's go to Cy Ranch. Okay. And Cy Ranch. No, last thing about Concordia Lutheran, they lost in the first round of bracket play to Kingwood. Trey Miller got hurt. He had a minor ankle injury and did not play the rest of the game.
Oh, okay.
That was the difference.
Okay.
Obviously, this Concordia Lutheran team was very well expected to get to at least to the Final Four out of their quad.
Okay.
Cypress Ranch is that team with a new kid. Speaking of new kids, he moved in from Michigan. Mason Docks. They have Mo Manecki. Right, that's Gabe Manecki, former University of Texas star, his son. And this team, Kobe Raspberry and the rest of those guys, this team right here, they did what they were supposed to, what they was expected to do. They was expected to beat Westbury Christian. They was expected to beat Memorial.
And they were expected to lose to Houston Christian.
and the way the Houston Christian played, remember the guard play, the trio. Those Houston Christian guards gonna keep your butt honest handling the ball.
Gotcha.
They're gonna keep you honest. That's one thing they're gonna do.
No 3 guards. You got 3 guards. It's hard to
they're
trap.
They're gonna keep you honest.
Yeah.
But I did not expect Cy Ranch wasn't expected to get busted upside the head by Houston Christian 53-31. Guess what? Guys, house rule. In this event, if you're down by 30 with 3 minutes to go, the game's ends. If you're down by 20 with 2 minutes to go, the game ends. If you're down by 10 with 1 minute to go, the game ends. Those are the 3 different layers of the mercy rule. So if you see these final scores, if it's a 20-point, that means the game didn't go all the way to the end. If it's a 10-point or more difference, that game didn't go 32 minutes. If it's a 30, it didn't go, but it didn't go. It damn sure didn't go. Side Woods, we can come back. We can go to a quick break and come back to the last 2, because I mean I'm gonna send out of this picture, and we're gonna and this gonna definitely make you fall out of your chair. I'm gonna tell you what one guy did so that he can get in the game in the event free. When we come right back to Chop Shop.
Attest to the fact that the Black Lives Matter organization has single-handedly helped catalyze the action of an entire generation, myself included. And as I look at how far we've come, as well as how far we have to go in our fight for justice, I sit in gratitude for the 3 founders who created the foundation of the work that we do today. I am so honored to introduce Alicia Garza, Patrisse Cullors, and Opal Tometi as members of the Time 100.
What prompted Black Lives Matter was really around the murder of Trayvon Martin in 2012. I wrote a Facebook post, Black people, I love you, I love us. Our lives matter, Black Lives Matter. Patrisse put a hashtag in front of it, and I didn't know what a hashtag was. And Opal said, this is brilliant, and I think we should build something that connects people online and get people to do stuff together offline.
Alicia, Opal, and I created a container for Black protest to be seen and taken seriously. And then just like dandelions, folks bloomed out of that. And so we can't take sole responsibility for 3,000 protests around the globe, because that's people listening and responding and saying, okay, we hear the words Black Lives Matter, we're gonna prove it, we're gonna take it to the streets.
There are children who are coming of age in a generation where they see themselves as being affirmed and valued. We deserve to live in a multiracial democracy that works for all of us. And so this is not in vain. Keep on.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks. I'm laughing because Jim Hicks just sent me a video, a thing that I'm gonna try to put up on the screen very, very shortly. But I love that last break. Let me tell you something, and I don't know if a lot of y'all knew who were the founders of Black Lives Matter. When you hear all these negative things about Black Lives Matter, those 3 women are the people that started Black Lives Matter. So study those women. I'm gonna play that over and over again. If they don't if Time Magazine don't get mad about me playing that over and over again. But that's something that I knew 2 of them. I didn't know the other one, and it's unbelievable that that we got those 3 Black women started Black Lives Matter. But Jimmy, I'm finna put it up on the screen, Jimmy, right now. It should open up. Look what's on the screen. Jimmy, explain this picture on the screen. So you telling me a guy snuck in the game dressed as a referee and got a mask on, and he snuck in the game. That's what you telling me.
That's what it looked like.
So this guy wasn't scheduled to play. This guy wasn't scheduled to.
That referee wasn't scheduled to work in my event at all. And so the referee came in.
Man, let me give me a drink of whiskey, man.
And myself myself and Big Doug was sitting right by the door in the bleacher, and the first thing you saw was us, so he had to come over to see us. And then that's when we realized who it was. He took that mask off and said, "Oh my God, Doug, tell him who it was."
Say, Jim, you should have asked him for them gas. What did he say?
He laughed it off. He laughed it off, and I had to laugh it off too. Because if you're gonna go to that element, and I it's all in good. Stephen Woods gave him up.
Quit calling out names, Coach Wood.
Stephen Woods gave him up. Hey man, he was suited and booted, man. Hey, if any of y'all come to my event dressed like that, I might let y'all in. I ain't lying, man. Because I want to.
I'd have put his ass clean up out of there, Jim. I'd have had Miss Marjorie escort him clean up out of there. That's what I'd have did.
Say, man, so if me and Doug not sitting there where we were sitting, that's the entrance to the gold court, then what you think he would have did? He would have stayed there and watched that game. Right?
Oh, he left?
No, he stayed there and watched. I'm just talking about he would have kept on going,
Man, I'd have made him call Jim. I'd have told one of the refs, "Hey man, take a break. I'm gonna get my money about him." Dude, I'd have made the ref take a break.
Do it. You know what? He probably thought it. No, that's why the bag was out, because most events in fall ball have 2 refs. We had 3 refs every single game. Remember, I told you we spared no expense. We had 3 refs, Hatter. And I got the list.
I'm done, man.
No,
I'm done.
I got the list. Check this out. I got the list. I'm proud to announce this. But the college referees, the referees that worked the Super 16, those who worked the Super 16, I'm going to applaud and acknowledge the ones who actually are certified to referee college games and have called college games in 2019 to 20 season. This is big time. This is big time. One thing to have refs, another thing to have college refs. Here we go. Kevin Boone.
That's my man.
The D1 level.
That's my favorite.
Bobby
ref
Bissant.
Right. Hold on, Jim.
Bobby Bissant, he did the D2 level. Dion Dowell, former Texas City star. You guys remember Dion Dowell back in 2004, went to University of Texas and finished his career at U of H. Dion Dowell, he referees, officiates at the Division II level. Corey Jackson, D1. Rochelle Bennett, D1. Cara Crossett, D1. Demaria Williams, D1 and the G League. Steve Cowles, D2 and D3 games this past season. David Oreo, D1. John Love, D2. Donald Carpenter, D2. That's about 10 referees that officiated college basketball games last season. You see them, and which is big to show that. But back to the referee thing. So if Kevin Freeman walked his butt out there and tried out he was going to be a third member of the crew, they would have. Hey, what you doing over here, man? You better be on there with the little dribblers or somebody. But we love Kevin. We love Freight, man, and all. Just he was over in the court and just finished officiating a little dribbler league that was taking on place on one of the courts Saturday morning, and that thing had ended a little bit early. After it ended, he came on and walked in back, but still he had his referee uniform on, and they didn't know who he was and let him in. So technically he slid on in there, but that's our guy Freight. But anyway, these last 2 teams.
Let's get to the last 2 teams. We got. Oh man, it's 1 o'clock.
Yeah, because I got to get up out of here.
Let's go.
Cypress Woods, they went 1-2, Hatter. Cypress Woods is a team. They beat Manville. They lost to Concordia Lutheran, and they lost to Houston Christian in the first round of bracket play. And but their 2 losses were by 1 possession each.
Yeah,
you see. So they showed the capacity to beat Manville and the capacity to beat Concordia Lutheran and Houston Christian if need be. But they lost to both of those by possession.
Now, who the good people on this team?
Damian Watson. Okay. Damian Watson is their most recruitable player, and I'm gonna tell you where he's ranked at on RCS Sports. He's ranked number 35 right now. He scored 16. See, that's kind of like how you look at him. You get these box scores. Either three things going to happen: you're going to do great, you're going to perform good, or you're going to wet the bed. You're going to stink. There's three. It ain't no way around it. Three different ways. 3 prongs. So when these box scores come, you look and say, well, based on on what you're ranked, it determines the expectation. He did 16 is solid. That's good. He did good, but good ain't great. Sometimes good ain't good enough. Last up, we got Dawson. Okay. Dawson is the team. Remember, we had Crosby to pull out, but Dawson is one of the teams that was one of the last add-ons. They have a big fella, big young kid named Charles Hervey. He's from Nacogdoches, and he moved in. He plays with that young team, that Clyde Jackson, that young team, that 15U DOIA team. So he's one of the enforcers on that inside. He moved in and enrolled at Dawson. So I knew they had him, and they had another big fella in the paint that would keep it honest, and which it did. Know why? Look at the scores of their 3 losses. They lost to Woodlands Christian by 4. They lost to Kingwood by 1. They lost to Memorial by 3. You know, so Dawson lets you know they will have the. That's what they use this event for. You can do this stuff to measure the punch of some of these teams. It doesn't mean just because you won the event. Is Elkins the number 1 team in Houston, or going to be the preseason number 1 team in Houston? Hell no.
But Jimmy,
is Houston Christian going to be number 2?
Most times, Jimmy, that tournament is a barometer. Who does
well? In most cases, the winner of this event have advanced to the regionals of their respective classification in most cases, guys. And I'm gonna tell you something. You can go and look it up. It's on the app. If you look on the bracket, it has the winners year by year listed at the bottom of the bracket. But that's the thing, guys. Want to let you know. We have to end this thing on time. I have to get to an important meeting, and we appreciate everybody. We got more coming tomorrow. Those were 8 teams, and you can get the details. Go to rcssport.com, click on the VIP news, and you go in there and read all that stuff in depth. You want all of the box scores. I think one game is missing, and from Friday, it's now posted on the app. Now I got one even better. If you need any of Saturday or Sunday's results, send an email to jones@rcssports.com or day, D-A-Y, @rcssports.com. Specify the date, the time in the court, the date and the time of the game, and Doug Jones or Jeffrey Day will email it to you right immediately. If you don't want to wait till tomorrow, anybody, that's a Chop Shop special. Doesn't cost you a penny. Send the email to them. They will get
what's that email again? I'm finna send that email. What's the emails again?
Jones@rcssports.com.
Okay, I'm in it. Day
right, and I'm gonna type it on the Facebook. Jones@rcssports.com or day at. Don't email both of them, please don't, because that means you're gonna make them guys do double the work. Email one or the other, please. Right.
I gotta find out what game.
And I just posted on there, and that is if you want box scores from any of the games, specify the date, the time. That's the most important thing. And what they'll do, they have them all in emails by date and time. They might just send you all 4 games from that one time and date. That makes it easier than extracting some out of the email. Yes, and of course, once again, we will tomorrow. We can gear up right now. We have a very special conversation and big breaking news to release to you guys tomorrow. And understand our special guest, because we had a female from Women Rock Wednesday come tomorrow. We have another female going to join us tomorrow at 12:30. But at 1 o'clock Central Time, we have a 1-hour conversation. He has already told me you can ask whatever you want to ask. But I'm telling you now, come with your questions correct. Don't come with no messy, wasting time question. Get some good questions, right? And that is our special guest is LeVar Ball of the Big Baller brand. LeVar Ball is our special guest on the Chop Shop tomorrow. It's confirmed. It's going down. And once again, I like it. The point he say, you telling people in the Chop Shop. Yeah, you remember he did a commercial for us a couple of years ago when he was coming to the DMI. You tell him, I remember the Chop Shop. You tell them, let them know. We talk about anything y'all want to talk about. Any question you want to ask me, come on, bring it on. You know how you say, bring it on, baby. Any question you want to ask. I said, okay, guess what? You be careful what you wish for. Just like Dusty Baker told them A's yesterday. Be careful what you wish for. Boy, them Astros, hey. Adam, I don't know if you know it or not.
What's the trash can name? What's the
trash can right here?
What's the name of it?
You can't see. You can't see. But I named this one Minnie.
Oh, Minnie.
Right?
Oh, okay.
It's Minnie right here. Minnie.
Okay. What you gonna name
right?
this new?
It's Minnie.
Okay.
I'm gonna name this new one. I'm gonna name this new one. It's Minnie.
Okay.
Right? I'm gonna name this new one. It's coming. It's coming.
LeVar Ball tomorrow. I can't wait. What the hell is that?
You know how you do a cuss word? They the Oakland. They ain't gonna when we get through with them. They ain't gonna be the Oakland A's. They gonna be the Oakland B's. And you know you can make a cuss word with that B. So they gonna be the Oakland B's. They gonna be the Oakland B's. It's coming. That's my new trash can. But I'm up out of here, y'all. It's time to slide on down Dino's back and yabba dabba do this thing for this on this Tuesday, man. Great combo. I love the questions, man. This is how we do it. Make sure you share the show. Give us a thumbs up on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we'll be back in 22 hours. It's going down, baby. Yep. LeVar Ball come to the Chop Shop. That's how we roll.
All right. We out.
Jim Hicks. Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop